Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the 12th episode of Hopenning, and we are here today with Marina and also have a very special guest. Her name is Eleni Kouloumou, and she is a relationship expert. And you are in for a wonderful time here with us today. So I'd like to introduce myself. I am Fran, and I am a practitioner of RTT, a registered, certified, rapid transformational therapist. And I'm also a full-time classroom teacher specializing in elementary. And my friend Marina is a RTT practitioner as well and life coach. She has a background in music and she is trained as an opera singer. And lately she has been singing with a big band. So she's got a very extensive music background. And we are Hopenning. And so we are introducing today Eleni. And Marina, would you take it away, please?
It sounds great. Thank you, Fran. So Eleni is tuning in with us from the UK today, but she grew up in Cyprus. And Eleni is amazing. I am following her on social media. And after today, I'm pretty sure all of you will do exactly the same. So Eleni Kouloumou is a relationship coach who helps single women attract a high-value man. Her own story of overcoming shyness and unhealthy past relationships to finding her soulmate is the inspiration behind her mission to help other women find true love. She has been with her partner for over 17 years and they share 3 children together. Through her one-on-one program, women get a high sense of self-esteem, heal past relationship trauma, and learn how to embrace the right energy to attract a quality man. She's working with women who want to have tremendous, I'm reading without my glasses. She's working with women who want to love themselves inside out, honor their boundaries, and have a healthy, long-lasting relationship. Her client successes have ranged from overcoming the fear of dating, gaining back self-esteem after abuse, and securing a loving marriage. So Eleni is amazing, and we will tell you exactly how you can connect with her. She has some amazing contests going on right now. And for that purpose, we are actually releasing this a couple of days early so that all of you have a chance to enroll in Eleni's contest, and she can tell us more about that. So Eleni, welcome, welcome, welcome to the Hopenning. It's amazing to have you here. And I cannot wait to hear what you have to say. So tell us, how did you end up specializing in attracting relationships, a high value man?
First of all, thank you very much for inviting me. I'm honored to be with you, and thank you for that. So my journey has been quite a different journey from where I am now and what led me here. Initially, if you knew me before, when people see me now, they see me as someone that has a lovely relationship with her partner. We know how to communicate, and I'm so confident in being with him. There is nothing that makes me feel that I'm an ugly person or that I'm not enough to be with my partner, who is amazing. But it wasn't always this way. When I grew up, I was a very shy person. And I felt that I was also a very ugly person. And as a result, I wouldn't reach to other people. And I remember I was right about when I was finishing school, and I was in our kitchen in our house, and I was I was just in my little bubble eating my meal when my stepbrother happened to come in. And he said to me, have you seen my girlfriend? Have you seen how beautiful she is? And I turned to look at her, and she was absolutely gorgeous. She looked like Claudia Schiffer. She could have come out of a magazine. And then he told me, now look at her and compare her to you. Look at you. And I didn't say anything. I just looked down. But it was as if he steered my worst emotion. And it's a memory that I still remember. But that was me, someone that didn't speak, even when someone made her feel bad. And I would spend most of my days in my room studying, daydreaming, but I never had contact with anybody, and definitely no men. And I grew up in an environment where I would see women constantly suffer in their relationships with men. But things changed when I went to New York to study. So I left my little bubble of Cyprus and I went to New York to study acting, of all things, being the most shy person ever. And it was the best thing I ever did in my life because I will put myself out there. There was no other way to study. And there was one of my other classmates. One day we were sitting together and she said, "You're so beautiful." And I kind of turned in the back to see what was she speaking about, who just came. And I couldn't believe it. For me, to this day, I remember that because I've never heard someone call me beautiful. And it changed the way I was relating to myself because I started to question what beauty is, what we see in magazines. And slowly, I started embracing the way I looked. I started liking my hair, and I used to hate my dark hair. I started liking my brown eyes, my body. I was so, I'm not a tall person, but I love my height now. And slowly, I came out of that little shy bubble of feeling not enough. And I felt I was drop dead gorgeous. And when I felt that I was the best, embracing myself for who I am, for my own beauty, that was when I met my partner. And he was my first healthy relationship. And that's when I attracted him. And as women, we tend to adopt the opinion of others as we're growing up. We tend to adopt comments that we hear, compare ourselves, and we end up believing that we are not enough. But when we change that, and has that ever happened to you? When you change those limiting beliefs, then you can change your life story and your life now. And this is why I do what I do, helping women to embrace their self-esteem so that they can also attract their high-value man.
That's absolutely beautiful. And Eleni, I cannot help to think of a post that I saw you made recently about your little girl. So I would love for you to tell us about that because it was just so beautiful how you helped her to see herself differently. So why don't you tell us about that?
So my 4-year-old, she told me, "Mommy, I don't like my hair." And I couldn't believe that she said that. She said, "I want to have long, light hair." And I asked her why. And she said, "Because I want to be like the princesses." Mm-hmm. And it made me realize, I started looking at all her books and I didn't see one book with a brown hair girl or curly hair princess. And then I looked at all her Barbies with the platinum blonde hair. They all have straight hair. And I just cringed because this is what I went through when I was comparing myself with all those models and I was never enough. And we tend to see what the media is selling to us. Many times we think that they know better and we adopt an image of beauty that is not us. And so I spoke to her and I told her that beauty comes in all shapes, sizes, all different hairstyles, and princesses are not just what she sees there. So now I'm on a mission to make her watch more cartoons that have brown hair princesses. And I've had a lot of suggestions from people on my post. And I'm going to look for books that have something different for her to see, because that's the only way for her to start seeing beauty in other women other than those that are portrayed in her books.
Absolutely amazing.
That reminds me of when my daughters were small. You know, they watched a lot of the Disney stuff, and my daughters have First Nations heritage. So one of the movies that we watched and watched and watched and watched until it fell apart, basically, was Pocahontas. And I think she may have been one of the first non-white skinned, blonde haired Disney princesses, I think, that my daughters had ever watched, Pocahontas. So that's interesting. I think about the movie Brave as well. She's got long, curly, red hair, and she's a fighter, that little girl in Brave. So I'm not sure if your daughters watched that movie yet, but it's very,
No,
very
but
well done.
yeah, I'll add it to the list because I'm looking to increase that.
Mhm.
That's amazing. So Eleni, if a client comes to you and you do RTT as well, but you also have a one-on-one program. So if a client comes to you and they really would love to have a relationship, but they come from so much hurt in relationship and trauma. So how would you help them? What would you do for them?
So first is about seeing where they are and what are they recognizing. And when we see what they're recognizing, then it's about healing it. And this is where RTT works brilliantly, because what I see is that many clients, they already know why. They already know why they're not comfortable with men, or they know even why they don't feel enough, some comments in their family, something that happened and really hurt them. But they know it on a logical level. And so when we work together, it's all about making them feel what's happening. And this is where RTT is brilliant, because we really help our clients to connect with that emotional world. And I had a client that came to me and I was blown away from her, because she could write a dissertation of why she's the way she is. But she had a constant anxiety and she could not relax. So when you go on dates and you've had trauma, it doesn't allow you to be in feminine energy. I don't know if you know about feminine energy, which is about being more in the present moment without judging, without expecting anything, but really being mindful and enjoying the process and feeling drop dead gorgeous that you are a woman. And that connects you with your playful side, with a very beautiful state that attracts men. But if you've been hurt in the past, that doesn't allow you to connect fully with that energy. And you don't feel safe on dates. And so this client, she didn't feel safe on dates. And when we worked together and we had the RTT, that was a turning point for her. Because all the knowledge that she had that was in her mind, she actually connected with it at an emotional level. And a few weeks after our session, she told me, for the first time in months, I don't feel the tension that I feel in my shoulders. So anything will happen, she will go like that, and she will feel it. And when she connected with that emotion, she could let it go. And we often we're often aware with the logic. We know what's happening and why, but many times we don't allow ourselves to feel those emotions because of what we've been taught. And we end up being in this vicious cycle of being aware mentally, but not allowing ourselves to really feel what's going on and heal. And through our work, she is able now to be in the present moment and really enjoy her life. So it was beautiful to see. And this is what I work with someone that I've been hurt in the past.
So, Eleni, you mentioned before that you help your clients embrace their self-esteem. So can you give us an example of what you would do or say to a client, just one example, to help them embrace their self-esteem?
So I had a client who would never say no, never. She would have a guy that dropped her on dates, call her back and say, oh, I left my ex, shall we go on a date? And she would say yes. He would ask her to book the restaurant and arrange everything, and she would do. And then she went on a date with this man, and he left before the meal came. And she told me that she would still end up doing the same thing. And so I worked with her on saying no. Because when you accept someone to book and to ask you to be the one that books a restaurant after he left you for his ex, you're giving the very wrong message to yourself. And you're functioning from a place of scarcity. So what I will say to someone that has low self-esteem, which is what I told my client, is, are you functioning from a place of scarcity? So are you accepting dates, friendships, jobs that do not align with you because you feel that there isn't something that will be offered to you, that you're less than the job, less than the partner, less than the opportunities? So that will be one way to help them surpass that, to start saying no, even when they don't feel it, because there is a two-way that you can change, is through really changing internally, which is going to bring the external change, but it's also by changing your actions, you can change the way you feel. And it's a combined thing of what they can do.
You know, I think about your time in New York City and when you were acting. You acted the part, right? You acted it, even though you didn't feel it yet, you acted as though, which really did change you. And I think this is exactly what you're saying right now. If this lady is not ready emotionally to say no, she can act the part of saying no until she internalizes it to the point where it becomes a part of her. It's brilliant, and yet it's simple, and it works.
Yes, yes, it does. Yeah, yeah. And it's interesting you said that, because that's where I learned that. When I had to portray a role, it was you either went on it internally by having the emotions, or you just did an action that brought those emotions.
That's quite amazing. So Eleni, I'm really wanting to know some of your success stories, some of your testimonials.
So I have a few. I'll mention one of them that springs to my mind now that you mentioned it, is a client who felt that she can never meet a man in her own country. She was very aware. She did a lot of self-development, and she felt that she was at a different level from the men around her. But that stopped her from dating men that she could actually meet, because she always had long distance relationships, long distance dating that didn't enable her to meet the man early on. And she had one disappointment after the other. She will find out about how the man was maybe a year later because they will hardly meet. And it really crushed her. And when we worked together, we started envisioning what kind of relationship does she want? What kind of a man does she want? Does she trust men in general? Because she had a huge issue with trust, especially for men in her own country. Because she wanted an independent man, and in her culture, in her country, a lot of men still lived with the parents. And she was not getting that image of a man, that type of man that she wanted. Halfway through my program, she told me about this man that she met, who happened to be from a different country. And she met him when she went to meditate. She was very spiritual. And she didn't think anything of it, but she told me that she felt really connected with him. Well, a month after my program finished, a few weeks later, she contacted me and told me I am in an exclusive relationship. And for the first time, I'm in a relationship with someone that's in my country and who's into self-development as I am. That man that she met, while we were doing all this visualization, all these things for my program, was actually the man that she's having an exclusive relationship with, and it's been going really, really well since. Mm-hmm. And she met him right on her doorstep. No long distance relationships. So that was one of the clients that I got goosebumps just listening to her story.
I got goosebumps too, actually. I got goosebumps as well. So yeah, it's beautiful. We talk a lot about that as well. Getting an image in your mind. You need to have an image. You need to, Marina and I had talked about this, I think it was just 2 weeks ago, about how important it is to know what you want, to have that goal. So if you've got that goal, if you've got the vision, if you've got the list, you know what you're looking for, and then you'll see what you're looking for rather than a whole bunch of static around you, right? That's blocking out what you're actually looking for.
Yeah. And in fact, if you are not able to see it, that's also a good sign for you, because it shows you what you need to work on. And I've had that with a lot of clients. They couldn't picture the man, and they couldn't because they needed to heal the relationship they had with men in general. So it gives you a huge clue as to what you need to work on.
And that's absolutely amazing, Eleni. So I have talked to you a little bit about the contest coming up. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about first the Valentine's contest?
So I have a Valentine's Day contest, and the winner is going to get a free spot in my Love Attraction program. And that's a 2-month program to help them attract a high value man for free. So to enter the contest, you join my group, which is Attract Your High Value Man. And Marina, I shared with you the link to share with everyone. And when you join, the way to win the contest is that you invite other women that you know who are single and want to have a healthy relationship with a quality man. And the more women you invite, the more points you get. And the person with the most points will win and get the spot in my program for free. So free 2 months one-to-one coaching with me.
That's absolutely amazing. Yes, we will have the link up, and it's because of that that we are going to broadcast this a bit sooner this week than we normally do. We normally post this on a Tuesday, so this will be on Sunday this week. So that's absolutely amazing. And then after that, on the 23rd to the 25th of February, you also have another contest that's starting. Why don't you tell us more about that?
So that's a master class, and it's the feminine energy and how to flow in your feminine energy masterclass. And it's on 1 hour over 3 days. And if you join that class, you will learn how to thrive in your feminine energy. And that's crucial if you want to enjoy dating and if you want to inspire a man to feel attracted to you. Because it's all about how you make a man feel. And to make a man feel more like a man and fall in love with you, you need to master flowing in your feminine energy. So this masterclass will teach you that.
Eleni, is that masterclass live or is it recorded?
It's live in my Facebook group. So if you join, you already will have access to it. And it will be recorded because after I go live, then the videos will be there in my group as well.
And you, did you say there's a cost to that one?
No, it's for free. It's for free. So it's amazing.
Yes.
And if you're in the group, you get a lot of tips, insights, guidance, all about dating and how to attract your quality man. And you are with other like-minded women. So you can share ideas, connect with them. And it's a lovely community where we support each other.
That's a great investment of time, I think.
Well, I don't need a high value man. I have one, but I think I'm going to enter it just because there's a few people I want to send your way.
Thank you.
Marina, you can't send it to me, okay? Because I'm sending it to me, so I get the point.
Okay, there you go. But if I win, Fred, I can give it to you.
That's even better.
That's right.
That's even better.
Yeah, no, it's amazing, Eleni. That's just wonderful. So, is there anything that you can share? Any tips? Any last tidbits that you can share to our audience?
So share a few things maybe that you can follow as a guidance in your relationship with men, which will also help you, Marina, although I don't think it help. But the first thing is to approach men with curiosity. So if you find yourself judging a man, just stop and think, is this judgment about him? Or is this something that tells you something about you? And explore that, because that will make you be more open and understand whether a man is truly aligned with you or not. And then when you are, especially when you're dating, even in your relationships, prevent yourself from judging, guiding, teaching the man, because when you do that, you're actually making him feel less than a man. And you want to inspire him. You want to make him feel that he is offering something valuable to you. So if you're in the dating process, don't arrange the date. Let him, because when you leave him to do that, you're allowing him to feel more like a man and to offer you something that you will enjoy. And simply you're being happy or enjoying what he offers you is what is going to make him feel attracted to you. So the curiosity and allowing him to lead is crucial in how to attract him. And in general, embrace that feminine energy. Don't try to control things. Just allow things to flow. And if you want to communicate something with him, say it in a way that it will not be teaching him something or guiding him. Okay? That you will give hints to him, that you really enjoy something that you want him to do more of. You follow things that I have mentioned, you've already up-leveled your relationship or your dating.
That's absolutely beautiful, fantastic. So again, your Facebook group is called, oh, I did write it down, Attract Your High Value Man and Free Dating Advice for Feminine Women. So we will have the link up on our group, The Hopenning, as well as on the YouTube video. So anything else that you wanted to ask, Fran?
I was going to ask, actually, what is your, what is your, can you hear something coming through? I was going to ask you, Eleni, what is your, what do you go by on Instagram?
Eleni Kouloumou. So that's the name that I have on Instagram.
And could you spell that for our viewers, please?
It's Eleni and Kouloumou.
Got it. Perfect.
And you're also pretty active on LinkedIn, so people can find you there.
Yes, I am. Yeah, on LinkedIn as well.
All right, good. Well, it's been wonderful hearing about you and your story and your little tips. And I am so interested in that masterclass for sure. It's exciting.
Yeah, I think if I'm looking for Fran in the next few weeks, I know where I would find her. She will be in your masterclasses.
Hey.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. This was amazing. I love your energy. I love all your advice. I love the passion that you bring to your work. It's just so evident and beautiful. And good job raising a daughter who is aware of her beauty. So Fran, next week, do you want to tell us what we're doing next week?
Next week is a Q&A. So Marina and I are posing out to our viewers any types of questions you may have about hypnotherapy, about RTT in general, about how we do our practice, any advice, any maybe hesitations people might have about hypnotherapy, RTT, and we will answer those questions as best we can. So we're really looking forward to it. So if you have questions that you have in the back of your mind that you would like to ask, you can either Facebook myself or Facebook Marina or Facebook the group. Marina also has posted a questionnaire on the Hopenning group, which is very anonymous. So we won't ever say your name. If you have a more personal question, it'll be very anonymous. And we will do our best to answer questions for you. And that will be on our next blog.
Yes, and over the last 12 weeks, we covered a range of topics already. So if there's anything that you ever wanted to ask, you can also email myself at info@marinatheron-monnery.com. And if you prefer to do it that way, and then we will do our best to answer your questions to the best of our ability. So thank you again, Eleni, for being here today. Fran,
thank you for having me. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Happy Valentine's Day. We'll see you guys.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, girls.
And see you in the group.
You bet.